Have you ever believed that nursing homes are the safest and most caring option for our aging loved ones? You're not alone. Millions of families think the same. But what if I told you the reality behind those doors isn't always what it seems? From silent loneliness to rushed care, from outrageous costs to hidden health risks, there's a side of nursing homes that rarely gets talked about. And if you're over 60, or caring for someone who is, this might just be the most important video you'll watch this year. Because today, we're pulling back the curtain on the truth no one tells you, and showing you smarter, more compassionate alternatives that can truly support a healthy, happy life in old age. Before we begin, I'd really appreciate it if you like this video. It helps me keep sharing more important lessons. If you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend hitting the subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Also, if you enjoy this video, please comment 1. If you don't, comment 0, so I know how to improve. Now, let's get started. What really happens inside nursing homes? The glossy brochures show smiles, cozy rooms, and caring staff. But reality paints a very different picture. Let's start with one of the biggest issues, the lack of personalized care. Most nursing homes in the U.S. are drastically understaffed. One caregiver might be responsible for 10, 12, even 15 residents at a time. That's not personalized care. That's survival mode. With barely enough time to assist with meals, medication, or hygiene, staff are often forced to rush through routines, leaving seniors feeling neglected and invisible. A 2022 report from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services revealed that over 75% of nursing homes fail to meet the minimum recommended staffing levels. And when there aren't enough hands on deck, who suffers? The residents. Imagine needing help to get out of bed, or waiting hours just to use the restroom, simply because no one is available. This isn't compassion, it's crisis management. And for seniors who are already feeling vulnerable, it can lead to rapid physical and emotional decline. What's even more alarming is that many families don't find out until it's too late. The issues are often hidden behind polished tours and carefully scripted visits. And because residents may feel too intimidated or disempowered to speak up, their struggles go unheard. It's not about blaming the caregivers. They're often overworked, underpaid, and doing their best. The real problem is a system that prioritizes efficiency over humanity. When care becomes a checklist instead of a connection, the people who need the most support end up receiving the least. And that's just the beginning. Because once we look past the surface, the truth about many nursing homes is hard to ignore, and even harder to accept. One of the most heartbreaking and most overlooked realities of nursing home life is loneliness. Not the kind you feel when you miss a phone call, the kind that slowly chips away at your spirit day by day. Many seniors in nursing homes feel abandoned, taken away from their familiar surroundings, their routines, and, most painfully, their families. They're left in a place that may be safe, but not always warm. Phone calls become less frequent, visits taper off, and suddenly, the days feel longer than ever. This kind of social isolation is more than just sad. It's dangerous. Studies show that chronic loneliness in seniors increases the risk of depression, anxiety, and even early death. And it doesn't stop there. Prolonged isolation has been linked to weakened immunity, increased inflammation, and a 50% higher risk of developing dementia. Let that sink in. Loneliness can literally rewire the brain. And yet, in many nursing homes, residents sit alone for hours. Meals are eaten quietly, conversations are scarce, and daily life becomes mechanical. Not because people don't care, but because the environment often isn't built to support real connection. Some staff try their best to brighten a resident's day, but with limited time and resources, it's rarely enough. And for seniors who've spent a lifetime surrounded by family, the silence is deafening. Worse still, many seniors are too proud or afraid to speak up. They smile during visits, say, "I'm fine," and suffer quietly when the door closes. Loneliness doesn't make noise, but its effects are real, and they're devastating. Because a clean room and 3 meals a day can't replace what every human being craves, no matter their age: meaningful connection, love, and a sense of belonging. It's easy to assume that seniors in nursing homes are getting well-balanced meals and staying active, but the truth is often far from ideal. Let's talk about nutrition first. In many facilities, food is prepared in bulk. Industrial-style meals that prioritize convenience over quality. Overcooked vegetables, processed meats, sugar-laden desserts, and bland, repetitive menus are the norm. While it may meet basic calorie requirements, this kind of food often lacks key nutrients that aging bodies need, like fiber, antioxidants, healthy fats, and high-quality protein. For seniors with specific dietary needs, diabetes, heart disease, or kidney issues, meals are rarely tailored. One plate fits all, even when it shouldn't. And when food is flavorless or unappetizing, many residents simply stop eating enough, leading to malnutrition, muscle loss, and weakened immune systems. But nutrition is only half the story. The other missing piece? Purposeful daily activity. Many nursing homes offer a handful of scheduled events, maybe a bingo game or a movie screening, but for the most part, residents spend their days in front of TVs, in wheelchairs, or lying in bed. There's little stimulation, little variety, and even less personalization. This lack of engagement takes a toll. Humans are wired to grow, connect, and feel useful at every age. Without opportunities to learn, move, or create, mental sharpness fades faster. Physical mobility declines. The spark in someone's eyes begins to dim. And it's not because seniors don't want to participate. It's because the system isn't designed to honor individuality. Hobbies, interests, and cultural differences often get ignored in favor of routine and simplicity. So yes, your loved one may be safe behind those nursing home walls, but are they nourished, fulfilled, and truly living? Because real health isn't just about medication and monitoring. It's about meals made with care and days filled with meaning. And sadly, that's what's missing in far too many nursing homes. You would think that a nursing home where health and safety are supposed to be the top priority would be the most secure place for seniors. But the reality: many residents are at risk not because of illness itself, but because of the way care is delivered. Let's start with cross-contamination and infections. In a setting where many residents have weakened immune systems, proper hygiene is critical. Yet, infections like urinary tract infections, pneumonia, and even MRSA, a dangerous antibiotic-resistant bacteria, are shockingly common. A CDC report found that as many as 1 to 3 million serious infections occur in nursing homes each year in the U.S., many of them entirely preventable with better hygiene practices. Then there's the issue of falls, a silent epidemic in senior facilities. Falls can lead to broken hips, head trauma, and long-term disability. The worst part? Many falls happen due to understaffing, poor supervision, or environments that aren't properly maintained. According to the National Institute on Aging, 1 in 3 seniors in nursing homes fall each year, and many suffer repeat injuries. And perhaps most troubling of all, medication errors. In a place filled with prescription schedules, fragile patients, and changing dosages, mistakes should be rare. But they're not. Wrong meds, missed doses, or overdoses happen more often than anyone wants to admit. One 2021 study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that nearly 40% of nursing home residents experienced at least one medication-related error during their stay. It's not always neglect. It's often burnout, lack of oversight, and a broken system. But the result is the same: real harm to real people. Behind every chart and clipboard is a person who deserves dignity and precision. Because in old age, the margin for error shrinks. And in nursing homes, those small errors, an unsanitized hand, an unassisted walk, a misted pill, can change everything. If you think nursing homes are expensive, you're absolutely right. In fact, the average monthly cost of a semi-private room in a U.S. nursing home is between $7,000 and $10,000. That's more than the cost of a mortgage on a luxury home. And yet many families are left wondering, what exactly are we paying for? The promise is 24/7 care, safety, comfort, and peace of mind. But too often, the reality falls painfully short. For that price, you might expect chef-prepared meals, personalized attention, engaging activities, and spotless facilities. But what many seniors actually experience is generic food, overworked staff, limited stimulation, and outdated infrastructure. And let's not forget, this is monthly, not yearly. Over the course of a year, families can spend $90,000 to $120,000, and that doesn't even include extra fees for physical therapy, medication management, or personal items. It's a massive investment, often draining life savings, retirement funds, or even forcing adult children to take out loans. Worse still, cost rarely equals quality. Some of the most expensive facilities still struggle with undertrained staff, health violations, and poor oversight. Meanwhile, families feel trapped. They've paid so much, moved their loved one in, and now worry about whether they're actually better off. A 2000 report from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services showed that more than half of nursing homes in the U.S. received only average or below-average ratings in terms of staffing, care quality, and health inspections. So what are we really paying for? A false sense of security? A structured routine that lacks real warmth or value? Here's the hard truth. Many seniors are paying luxury prices for institutional living, and that equation doesn't make sense. Not when there are alternative models of care that cost less and offer far more in terms of dignity, connection, and quality of life. Let's be honest, most seniors don't dream of moving into a nursing home. They want to stay in the place they know best, home. And thanks to modern options, that dream is more possible than ever. One of the most practical and compassionate alternatives to institutional care is part-time in-home support. It's simple, flexible, and surprisingly affordable compared to a full-time nursing facility. Instead of uprooting a senior's life, it brings care to them, in the comfort of their own space. Here's how it works. A trained caregiver, often a nurse aide or companion, visits the home for a few hours a day or week. They help with the essentials: preparing meals, bathing, medication reminders, light housekeeping, and sometimes even companionship. It's not about constant supervision. It's about filling the gaps and supporting independence. And the emotional benefits? Huge. Seniors get to wake up in their own bed, sit in their favorite chair, and live among the memories and routines that give life meaning. They aren't just another resident. They're themselves in their own story. Studies show that seniors who remain at home with part-time assistance often experience better mental health, lower risk of infection, and improved quality of life. Plus, family members can stay more involved, visit freely, and monitor care more closely, without the guilt or helplessness that often comes with nursing home placements. Best of all, it's cost-effective. Depending on how many hours of care are needed, families can save thousands of dollars a month while still giving their loved one a safe and supported environment. Part-time in-home care doesn't try to take over. It empowers. It respects the person, not just the patient. And for many seniors, it's the difference between just surviving and truly living. What if the answer to aging well wasn't isolation or expensive facilities, but community? That's the idea behind senior home sharing, a growing movement where two or more older adults choose to live together, share a home, and split expenses. Think of it like the Golden Girls' approach to aging, except it's not just charming, it's practical, empowering, and backed by research. In a typical home-sharing setup, seniors either co-own or rent a space together. Each person gets their own private bedroom and often a bathroom, while sharing communal spaces like the kitchen, living room, and backyard. They split housing costs, utility bills, and sometimes even food or caregiving expenses. Suddenly, what used to cost $3,000 a month per person becomes half or less. But the biggest benefit isn't just financial, it's emotional. Instead of sitting alone day after day, home sharers have someone to chat with over coffee, eat dinner with, or even watch a movie. That built-in companionship reduces the risk of depression and cognitive decline, while creating a sense of safety and mutual support. When one person needs help, the other is nearby. It's not full-time caregiving, but it's human connection, and that's powerful. Programs and nonprofits across the U.S. are now helping match compatible seniors for safe, well-planned home-sharing situations. Some cities even offer tax incentives or local support. And for those without family nearby, it offers a beautiful alternative to feeling forgotten or dependent. Is it for everyone? Not necessarily. It takes communication, shared respect, and the right fit. But for many, it's a life-changing solution that brings independence, affordability, and friendship under one roof. Because growing older shouldn't mean growing lonelier or poorer. And when we rethink the way we live, we discover new ways to age with grace, purpose, and community. For generations, aging parents lived with their adult children. It was normal, expected, and often beautiful. But in modern life, with busy careers, smaller homes, and growing responsibilities, multi-generational living can feel overwhelming, unless it's done the right way. Today, more families are rediscovering the benefits of living together, parents, kids, and grandparents under one roof. But with a modern twist, clear boundaries, shared responsibilities, and mutual respect. When done well, this arrangement can be a gift. Seniors stay close to the people they love most, watching grandchildren grow up, enjoying home-cooked meals, and staying involved in daily life. Meanwhile, adult children get the peace of mind of knowing mom or dad is safe and cared for without the emotional weight of a nursing home decision. But here's the key. Structure matters. Successful multi-generational households thrive when roles are clearly defined. Maybe one sibling handles finances, another helps with medical appointments, and a professional caregiver comes in a few hours a week. Chores can be shared, personal space respected, and routines tailored to everyone's needs. This setup doesn't mean sacrificing freedom or privacy. It means building a life that works better, together. There are even home design options now that support this lifestyle. In-law suites, basement apartments, tiny homes in the backyard, creative solutions that give independence within proximity. Studies show that seniors who live with family often experience better mental health, fewer hospital visits, and longer lifespans. And families report stronger bonds, deeper appreciation, and more meaningful time together when it's built on communication and realistic expectations. It's not always easy, but when it works, it's powerful. Because growing old shouldn't mean growing apart. Sometimes the best care facility is a loving home with shared hearts, shared space, and shared purpose. Getting older doesn't mean giving up freedom. It can actually mean gaining a whole new kind of independence. That's the philosophy behind independent living communities, a growing option for older adults who want connection, convenience, and comfort, without giving up control over their lives. Unlike nursing homes or assisted living facilities, independent living communities are designed for active, self-sufficient seniors who simply want a supportive environment tailored to their stage of life. Residents typically live in private apartments or cottages, with access to shared amenities like fitness centers, walking paths, community dining, libraries, game rooms, and group activities. There's no medical feel, no long hallways or hospital beds. Instead, it feels like a resort with a built-in support system, where neighbors are in the same season of life and social connection comes naturally. For many seniors, it's the best of both worlds. Freedom to come and go, cook or dine out, decorate their own space, but without the burdens of home maintenance, lawn care, or feeling isolated. And the community aspect? It's game-changing. There are fitness classes, book clubs, movie nights, group outings, and even volunteer programs. Seniors who once felt lonely or disconnected find themselves rediscovering joy, building friendships, and staying mentally and physically active. It's not just about living longer, it's about living better. Of course, costs vary by location and amenities, but many independent living communities are more affordable than full-time nursing care, and far more enriching. Some even offer transition plans if additional support is needed down the road, allowing seniors to age in place gracefully. Independent living is about choice, vitality, and belonging, not dependency. And for many older adults, it's the fresh start they didn't know they needed. Because independence doesn't fade with age, it just finds a new address. In the past, staying independent in old age often meant taking big risks, living alone with no one nearby in case something went wrong. But today, thanks to smart technology, seniors can remain in their own homes longer, safer, and with more confidence than ever before. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now. From smart cameras to emergency alert systems to AI-powered care assistants, tech is transforming how we age. Take, for example, medical alert buttons, wearable devices that let seniors call for help with one press if they fall, feel sick, or just need support. Many now come with fall detection, GPS tracking, and automatic emergency response, or home monitoring systems which use non-intrusive sensors, not creepy surveillance, to track movement, activity, and even sleep patterns. If something seems off, like no movement in the morning or a skipped meal, the system can alert a family member or caregiver right away. And then there's AI-driven tools like voice assistants, think Alexa or Google Home, which can remind users to take medications, attend appointments, or even check in with loved ones. Some newer AI platforms can detect changes in speech, mood, or behavior, early warning signs of cognitive decline. What makes this so powerful? It supports independence, not replaces it. Seniors can live on their own terms, knowing that help is available when needed, without feeling hovered over or dependent. Plus, it eases the minds of adult children, who often worry about their aging parents but can't always be there. Technology bridges that gap, quietly, respectfully, and effectively. Of course, no tech replaces human touch. But when combined with community, family, or part-time caregivers, it becomes a game changer, a digital safety net that empowers aging with dignity. Because growing older shouldn't mean giving up freedom. With the right tools, it can mean living boldly, independently, and securely, right at home. Not every senior needs full-time care, but almost everyone benefits from a little extra support. That's where hourly in-home care services come in, offering a well-rounded, flexible approach to aging that focuses on the whole person, not just their medical needs. Imagine this. A trained caregiver visits a few times a week, not just to help with tasks, but to support a senior's nutrition, physical health, and emotional well-being, all in the comfort of their own home. Let's start with nutrition. Many older adults struggle with cooking or lose motivation to eat well when they're alone. Caregivers can help plan and prepare fresh, balanced meals, tailored to dietary needs like diabetes, low sodium, or heart-healthy diets. More than just food, it's nourishment with intention. Now add in movement. Care doesn't mean sitting still. Caregivers can guide gentle stretching, take seniors on short walks, or assist with physical therapy routines. A little bit of movement goes a long way in maintaining balance, strength, and confidence, and perhaps most importantly, emotional wellness. These visits offer connection, a conversation over tea, help writing a letter, someone to laugh with, or just sit in peaceful company. It's companionship that fights off isolation, which we know is one of the biggest threats to senior health. The best part? It's customizable. Whether it's 1 hour a day or a few hours a week, families can build a care schedule that fits both the senior's needs and their budget. It's also ideal for supplementing family caregiving, offering relief and peace of mind. This isn't just help around the house. It's holistic, heart-centered care that sees the senior as a whole person, with habits, history, preferences, and purpose. Because true care isn't just about doing things for someone. It's about supporting them to keep doing what makes them feel alive, and doing it with dignity. Let's be clear, nursing homes aren't inherently bad. In some situations, they're necessary. For certain medical conditions or families without other options, they can provide structure and safety. But here's the truth we can't ignore. They are not the only option, and they're certainly not always the best one. Today, we've pulled back the curtain on what really goes on behind closed doors, the isolation, the rushed care, the nutritional gaps, and the heartbreaking cost of comfort that isn't always comforting. But we didn't stop there. We explored real, practical alternatives, solutions that center human dignity, independence, connection, and purpose. Whether it's part-time in-home care, creative home sharing, multi-generational living, independent communities, smart tech support, or whole-person wellness services, the truth is this: better options exist, and they're more accessible than you might think. This is about more than logistics. It's about redefining what it means to grow old with grace. It's about giving our elders what they truly deserve. Not just a bed and a schedule, but a life that still feels meaningful. So now, it's your turn. If you're an adult child caring for aging parents, or if you're a senior yourself starting to think about the road ahead, pause. Step back. Ask yourself, are we choosing what's easy or what's right? Ask what you would want if the roles were reversed. Because we're not just making decisions about buildings and budgets, we're shaping the final chapters of someone's story. And those chapters should be filled with warmth, connection, and freedom, not loneliness and routine. If this message resonated with you, don't let it stop here. Share this video with a friend, a sibling, or someone who's quietly struggling to make this decision. Leave a comment below. What has your experience with elder care been like? What's worked? What hasn't? Start the conversation, because better care starts with better awareness. Sometimes the best solution isn't the one we're told to choose. It's the one that feels right, honors the person, and grows from love, not fear. So let's keep asking questions. Let's keep exploring options. And most importantly, let's make sure no one has to grow old feeling forgotten. Thank you for following us till the end. Don't forget to show some love by clicking the like button and subscribe. This supports the channel and allows me to continue creating content for you. Leave your thoughts or comments below. Feel free to express yourself and stay positive. See you next time.